Y'all, I just had to pop in for a quick second because Sariah, I just have to be able to give you your flowers and your roses. You have done amazing. The last podcast was absolutely awesome. Y'all make sure you guys have gotten the book, you downloaded the app, make sure you subscribe to her YouTube channel. And Auntie Carolyn's here. Oh, I know it's going to be a good, amazing show. But I just had to be able to pop in and tell you how so proud I am of you. You're doing an amazing job, and I can't wait to see where this is going. Y'all, I'm out. It's their show. It's the Turning the Page podcast. So I'll see you guys soon. Love y'all. Love you, Auntie Carolyn. Love you,
Love
Sariah.
you. Thank you, Ariel.
Love you. Thank you.
Okay, Sariah, I am so excited to be here with you on this podcast. We are going to spring into our purpose and just talk about theoretically spring cleaning, things that we are cleaning up and cleaning out so that we can go ahead and accomplish the purpose that is set before us. One of the things I know about you is that you are a purpose driven woman, and it is amazing to me to watch you constantly evolve and come up with new ideas to enhance not just your life, but the life of those connected to you. So, what do you have to say about all of the spring cleaning and getting ready to just catapult us into our purpose, Sariah?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to always help me and always have my back. I'm losing my voice a little bit because I've been around a lot of cleaning, because it is spring cleaning. So every season you should do that deep cleaning and just clean up some old and just put in some new so you can feel brand new with self.
Right, exactly. And as far as cleaning supplies, your cleaning supplies are actually healthy. And I know you are cranking out because that is one of your many businesses, helping people to restore their homes. And I've been with you. I've seen the amazing before and after shots. And so what are your customers saying about you when you leave? I've seen some be in awe and just look at each other. What are you're still brightening people's days by brightening up their homes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So basically, when I'm cleaning, I never clean just their homes, but I always, just give them my um suggestion of not just looking at their homes being clean, but also looking at their minds being clean as well as their body. So, I deal with all natural products, and one thing I want to say is nothing like cleaning your soul when it's naturally done. And that's like cleaning your mental, the way you think, the way you talk, the way you look, the way you present yourself, the way you say things to people, and being considerate of not making them feel like they less than, because just because you see one thing doesn't mean that they are what you see. It could be anything. It can be a mental issue going on. It can be a physical issue going on. But I always, connect your house and your home with your body and your soul.
Yeah, because having a clean house, walking in smelling a clean home with clean surroundings, that does contribute to the overall emotional and mental health, Sariah. And I know that is a service that you provide not just on the service, but as you said, the whole body. I like the way you talk to people when you're working. I like what you provide. I like that you always go above and beyond. And so I want to circle that into, or bring that into your book. When you were writing your book, you were you were specifically writing so that people can know that no matter what happens in life, you can always not only just come out of it as a survivor, but you can catapult out of it as a thriver, as you have. I love the way your book is written. You're very transparent. You're very knowledgeable about things that you've done and things that you're doing now, so that somebody reading it, whether for themselves or even if they're reading it for their to give to a loved one that may be wondering how they can get past this point, you give like the whole blueprint of how to get from one point to the other. And what were your first thoughts? I know you always wanted to write a book, and I know you wanted to tell your story. so that people can see that they can come out of any lifestyle really and go into the life that God has designed for them. What are your thoughts about that?
So my first thoughts on this was when I wrote the book, it was all about trying to just save one life. I didn't care about the millions or the thousands of the people that was hearing, what happened to me or what I thought about things that happened or the way I looked at things when they happened. I mean, I was just a child. But the only thing that made me and motivated me to do what I did is to just save one life and let them know they were never alone. They're not alone. It's some people that went through most more than me or most things that I could ever think of, and I don't know their story. But the only way you can help someone is if you let a person know your story, and they could be going through the same exact thing as you, but you don't know because they didn't hear about it. And then if they can hear how you transform from one person to another, then they can say, oh my gosh, if she did it, I know I can do it. And it was all about just trying to save one life.
I know that's right, and I love how you. I'm going to be transparent for me. When we initially met, and I asked you, would you give my son a chance? You gave him a chance without even making me feel like I had no right to ask you that. And I just think that's one of your qualities. You give people a chance that would not normally have a chance. And in your book, you talked about reaching out and demanding help. That's really the first step. Is you said you're never alone, and a lot of people feel like they're alone, but they have to know that somebody will help them. So when you were determined to get help and you were like, this is my last ditch effort, I'm coming out of this. When you wrote about that, it will give people hope to reach out and ask for help and just be. You were persistent. Then you followed all of the guidelines and the instructions. And even though I know it was difficult, because you don't just, some have, but it's not typical to just come out of something. You got to work your way out of it. And Sariah, you worked your way out of it step by step. You went through things in corporate America, so to speak, and then you waited till you knew it was the right time to branch out on your own. How was that emotionally for you?
Um, it was hard, but the crazy thing about it is when it comes to me, and since this podcast is on springing forward to your purpose, um, I had to spring forward to my purpose. Like
Mm-hmm.
I knew my purpose when I was a child. I knew
Mm-hmm.
my purpose in that first business plan that I wrote when I was in elementary school. I just didn't know how I was going to get there. So when I was always faced with the dynamics or the issues that came my way for me to make a decision on, do I want to do it by myself? Do I want to put the work in? Am I able to? Am I mentally ready? Instead of asking those questions, I just did it. And I say nothing's going to be the failure but a try. So I tried in every situation I was in. And I just happened to be blessed because I also found a God that I truly believe in that's inside of me. It's not my mother's and father God or what was beat inside of me as a child or just praising the God that I never knew for myself. It was the fact that I was able to create that loving God that always will push me forward and have me spring into my very own purpose to be who I am today.
Exactly. And you are very transparent about that in your book, springing forward. You don't use the term springing forward, but that's essentially what you did. And so somebody that is, and I still compare it to spring cleaning your home. You got to, everything, sometimes you got to pull things out. You got to, take that stuff out of the cabinet. It almost looked like you're purposefully making a mess and then resetting things into their correct perspective and cleaning, which contributes to your overall well-being. So for someone who's trying to spring, am I hearing you say, just do it, just spring, just go for it?
That's right. Because, I mean, how can you be the best at what you do without putting your hands into it? How
Hmm.
can you not, try to create a way that's like no other and it works? Like when I clean a home, I look at it as a body. I'm
Hmm.
cleaning the body out. I'm taking all that old junk that I don't need, getting rid of that. And the stuff that I do need, I'm putting it back in clean. I'm wiping it off. I'm disinfecting it. I'm spraying it down. I'm making it look all new again, even though it's been used several times. People can use you up if you allow them to,
Hmm.
but the things that people do to you, you can use it for greatness. It could be your biggest motivating, tool to be the best at what you are. Just because you like if a person come to me and they be like, okay, I know that I can get to Sariah this way. It's only because I allowed you to know what can get me there. So if I don't have that on the table and be upset about some of the things that's done to me, I feel like I'm chosen, to be honest, when certain situations come my way that I thought I've always conquered. But I was like, okay, it's not for me. Maybe it's for someone else once I let them know what I went through. Be very transparent. Let them know that, okay, just because you see a smile every single day don't mean it's not pain behind it. That
Hmm.
don't mean I have to let the enemy get over top of me or say he won anything, because the fact that I wake up every single day, when I had a name on my coffin, when I was out there in the streets for 26 years and I had another second chance of life, I'm always, always going to smile.
Yeah, I love that when I asked you today, I said, "Hey, how's it going?" You said, "I'm tired, but I am still very motivated to press on." And sometimes you're going to be tired, but the springing forward is a choice. And as we discussed, you have to motivate yourself. You got to be your own cheerleader, even if it means standing in the mirror and cheering yourself on when other people might disappoint you or let you down. You still
Hmm.
have to maintain motivation, and motivation, self-motivation, is what springs you forward. Instead of looking for someone else to motivate you, most times you just got to motivate yourself to keep going and springing forward to your great self.
That's right. You're so right about that. I found out my biggest flaw was looking for someone else to validate who I was. You know, that's why I always failed, because I was like, okay, if I could show them that I'm this person and if they validated it, then I know I did well.
Mm.
But when I came to the decision that if I knew that I've always did my best and I always had integrity and I always went over and beyond, I could be number one in the nation in anything that I put my hands to. And anyone that's connected to me will also be blessed and will never want for anything. And I truly believe that one person can change the world, their
I
world,
agree. I
because
agree.
we're not living in the whole world, by ourselves, but we living in our own world. And we can change what our world is going to give us, what it's going to be like, what the ending results going to be. My world that I have and created for myself is amazing. And I've always called myself the connector of all nations, because I'm connected with a lot of people from all nationalities. And I've never had anything wrong or anything that I can see that's going to happen or have a down spiral to it. Like, I'm always connected to greatness, always, because that's a decision I made since I've
Mhm.
been clean.
And that is your mantra too, greatness. That is your mantra. And that is something that you consistently do. And this has been a wonderful conversation. You are always encouraging others and pushing others forward based on your story and which you have put in your book. And I think it's just amazing how you are pressing forward with new things and brighter things, and you always include somebody else along your journey. This has been outstanding.
I really thank you for all the time you've done. And if people don't know, they will know, and they still want to know today that I call you Curlin the greatest. You know, I've always said that she was the missing link. God made it happen when it was time. And I mean, ever since we've been together, all we do is create greatness together.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we're going to close out, and I just want you all to, stay tuned for more awesome conversations with Sariah. This has been fun, and it's been great.
I thank you so much, and we're going to spring forward together to our purpose. And I do have a journey coming out very soon that we have been working on, and I also have an anthology that I'm in that's going to be coming out very soon, and I also have my series coming out in June.
Absolutely. This is some great stuff coming forth. I am looking forward to the journal. I know a little inside stuff about the journal, and it is going to be the partner to read the book, follow the journal. She is actually walking you out of a current situation into greatness. Thank you, Sariah, for having me.
Thank you for having me. I love you so much, and I love you all.
Thank you.